What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably already know, the Halloween event has gone live in Modern Warfare 2 about a couple of days ago. I have indeed gone back to the game because clearly Modern Warfare 3 is down, so I went back to grind it out, even though the majority of the content on this channel has been revolving around Modern Warfare 3 still. But I went ahead, hopped back into the game, hopped back into the experience. I wanted to try things out, and man, I gotta be honest, I had to go ahead and put this video together because it blows my mind how much Modern Warfare 3 exposes the crap that Infinity Ward is current date. And it also exposes how out of touch Infinity Ward is with this community. Guys, we have a lot of stuff to go ahead and discuss today across the board when it comes to this new update within Modern Warfare 2. And just how long Infinity Ward is even going to last with this community. Because seriously, Sledgehammer, whether they wanted to do this intentionally or not, has really put Infinity Ward in their place. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into the topic, if you do enjoy what you hear today, and you want to hear some more content revolving around Modern Warfare 3, or even X-Defined, we do post here every day at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified on all my recent uploads. We are so close to 44,200 subscribers. We are grinding up right now, and honestly, I think we can hit 45K before this game even drops. If we do, that'll be absolutely insane. If we don't, regardless, the support means the absolute world. And last but not least, we will be going ahead and live streaming today again over on Kick. So if you guys want some different vibes from video format and you want to see some of my live streams, we'll be live around 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I have a link to that channel as well as my Twitter account down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I've gone back to Modern Warfare 2, and there are a few things that really stand out to me. And like I said, there's a decent amount of stuff that I want to go ahead and discuss, especially when it comes to how out of touch Infinity Ward is with their community. But first and foremost, I really have to point out how difficult Infinity Ward makes it for any individual who wants to push, be aggressive, play the game. They make it impossible for you to enjoy any of their titles. And of course, we find ways around it. We always find ways around it when it comes to Modern Warfare 2019, when it comes to Modern Warfare 2. You know, the community will make a way. Slide canceling was introduced into Modern Warfare 2019 to make it a little bit faster, regen your tac sprint extra quick. Modern Warfare 2, for example, I know everybody hates it, but my tac sprint cancel is extraordinarily useful. I know everybody said, oh, it's just so spammy, it's so pointless, but it really isn't pointless. You never run out of tac sprint. You will always have it available when you're in a time of need, so if you get shot at and you need to haul ass, you can do so because you haven't completely wasted it. And at the same time, you can get an extra really good B-hop out of it, and you can always be ready to engage, and your ADS will be faster. So there's a lot of benefits. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that we find ways to get around the crappy game designs of Infinity Ward. But what Modern Warfare 3 has proved to me is that this doesn't have to be a thing. Infinity Ward has really been trying to jam into our brains that this is what COD is. Aggressive players have to work their butts off to try to be able to get any benefits out of the game. And people who want to play a little bit more slow, can't back, not beneficial to their team, not playing OBJ, those players get the benefit of the doubt, and they can play the game a lot easier. But you know, if you're good, if you want to be good at the game, you have to work ridiculously hard to get any type of advantage over the people who don't want to try to learn or become any better. And they have been trying to jam this into our heads for ages now. But after playing Modern Warfare 3, it is completely exposed the design philosophy of Infinity Ward, and it makes them just disgusting in my eyes. Because Modern Warfare 3, after going back to Modern Warfare 2, it's no point. You look at Modern Warfare 3 and you just see literally a better version of what we could have had. But the ego of Infinity Ward stood in the way of making that happen. They didn't want to change the time to kill. They didn't want to improve the movement. They didn't want to listen to us. So they kept the game the way it is. They lost an insane amount of players, an insane amount of trust. And they lost a lot of people when it comes to the way of how Call of Duty is supposed to be designed. People are confused now. And Sledgehammer just comes right on up, fixes everything, gives everything the community wants, responds to all the community feedback. You can go to the Trello board right now and literally look at everything that they're working on. Pretty much all the bugs and glitches that we have been really worried about, stressed about, are being basically resolved for the final launch right now. They have been on point with absolutely everything. And even more important, their game allows aggressive players to play aggressively without having to struggle. Now, of course, there's a skill gap in Modern Warfare 3 because that's what movement adds. But this is very important for skilled players, for people who enjoy that style of gameplay, it's not a challenge to get through the gates of understanding the movement, of understanding the skill gap. It's not like you have to work above and beyond to obtain that. Now, does that mean you're not going to get any competition? No. With skill-based matchmaking cranked to the roof and the amount of people who want to be crazy Call of Duty players nowadays, just that stuff alone, yeah, you're going to have competition. But you don't have to, like I said, find exploits, find ways to abuse the game, find things that you can use to your ability to finally overcome the crappy design. No, the design right out the gate is made for players to have all of those things accessible and basically easy enough for, anybody to learn. And of course, if you want to take it the extra step and learn even more and become even better, you can do so. But you aren't struggling. If you want to camp, you are the one that's going to be struggling. Whereas in Infinity Ward, if you want to camp, you're going to thrive. You see what I'm saying here? Sledgehammer has really proved to us that design, that way of playing Call of Duty doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't even need to be there. The idea that Infinity Ward has been jamming into our heads trying to make us think that this is Call of Duty, this is how it has to be. In reality, it doesn't have to be this way. The craziest part about it is that even the official Call of Duty page is advertising the fact that there's movement in the game, the fact that Dead Silence is back as a perk. The main Call of Duty page is doing this, along with Sledgehammer, along with everybody. That's the main advertisement for Modern Warfare 3. It's everything the community wanted. It's everything that Infinity Ward refused to offer, to bring to the table. And like I said, going back to Modern Warfare 2 proved that point. I'm sitting here trying to play the game, play it smoothly, enjoy it, and I just simply can't. Everything that I'm doing is so stiff. Everything that I'm doing is so basic, boring. And of course, I slowly got myself back into my playstyle where, I could do what I can do, the tac sprint cancel and all that. I got back into my usual playstyle, so I can be efficient in Modern Warfare 2, as everybody else does. Everybody adapts at a certain point. I got back into it, but it wasn't enjoyable. Whereas in Modern Warfare 3, I'm not fighting to get to that point. I'm enjoying the grind of learning more. If the skill-based matchmaking wasn't cranked so high, the experience in Modern Warfare 3 would be so rewarding. People would absolutely love the skill gap in this game because you feel good when you learn new things. You feel good when you get better at the game. Matchmaking holds that back because, it's nonstop $5,000 tournaments. Nobody wants to deal with that crap. But the sole core gameplay of Modern Warfare 3 offers exactly what it offered back in the day when you played the OG COD games. A constant skill gap that, again, it's not like it's overly complex like you're playing CSGO or something like that. But it's enough of a skill gap that a casual player can hop in, feel good, have enough of a skill gap to learn. It's not too complex for them to learn in the first place. And there's also enough wiggle room for experienced players that really like the game to still continuously improve, still find more methods that can help them, benefit them, without it being too obnoxious for the casual player. Modern Warfare 3 completely offers that experience. Whereas in Modern Warfare 2, or honestly any Infinity Ward experience at this point, minus Infinite Warfare, I think Infinite Warfare had a pretty decent skill gap, but in every other Infinity Ward game at this point, the new Infinity Ward, it's the opposite. You don't enjoy improving. You don't enjoy learning different things. It's a struggle. You're suffering trying to learn how to adapt to the game. You're suffering, right? You're not enjoying the adaptation into a new title. You are hating every second of it. Modern Warfare 3, I'm pumped to learn something new. Whereas in Modern Warfare 2, to try to learn, bring myself back to learning how to tac, cancel, and do all this corny stuff. Bringing myself back to that was painful. It hurt. It felt like I was, downgrading. There was absolutely no enjoyment to it. And I'm glad that Sledgehammer has just, again, laid that out for us. Completely exposed Infinity Ward, and I hope people see this. I hope people understand this. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below on how you feel about all of this stuff. Again, I just really think it exposes the team at Infinity Ward for what they're doing, and honestly, I hope it really puts them on blast, and people understand that Infinity Ward truly doesn't care about the community. Doesn't give any crap about, anything that we want out of a game. And our feedback means nothing to them. It really doesn't. They take our feedback and they just literally wipe themselves with it. It means absolutely nothing, and it hurts. But it's proof time and time and time again. While Sledgehammer Games, in a blink of an eye, has already made something in beta form that runs better than the past 5 games. And surprise, surprise, the game was made off of all fan feedback. You know? It's almost like if you listen to the community, you can make a really poppin' game. Of course, with other things in between that are going to ruin the experience, like it's gonna be. I always had to mention this because people just can't handle it when I, when I mention anything good about a game. Trust me, I get it. Scuba's Match Begin is always going to be there. It's ruining the experience for a lot of people. But when it comes to something that we've been asking for, this is as close as it gets. And I gotta say, I'm impressed with the way that Sledgehammer is treating the community. And it really seems like they're trying to win people back, gain the faith of people. I don't know. Whatever it is, they need to keep going. And they have to understand as well that people aren't going to fold off of simply this. It's going to take time. And I hope they understand this. I hope they don't change back to, old ways, ignoring communities and just not taking any feedback, not supporting the game. And again, we do have to see how their support is throughout the life cycle of the game. That might change like it always does in a lot of these betas. But at the end of the day, they have to understand it's going to take time. It's a healing process. The community has been screwed over year after year after year after year after year after. Like, it's been endless. Realistically, it's going to take 2 to 3, probably even 4 games of consistent, good quality, of consistent listening to the community, of just, just that bond. It's going to take years to go ahead and heal that for a lot of people. So I hope they understand that, and I hope they get that just because this game is, forming out the way that it is, and they've used a ton of community feedback, I hope they don't think that this is going to be, the way they win everybody over, because it simply will not. I think the community needs a lot more to heal off of this, and as long as they understand that, honestly, then that's good for you, Sledgehammer, and I think you will gain the trust and the love of a lot of the community in the future if you, do what you do and keep doing it throughout this whole life cycle of this game. But as always, thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified for everything Modern Warfare 3 or even X Defiant. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And last but not least, I always say this, check out the stream over on Kick. It's always a great time. I have a link to that as well as my Twitter down in the description of this video. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.